Oh! Oh, I got lucky! Oh, please, please let this be the one. Oh! Okay, okay, this is new. Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another MMG Let's Play. We're playing Purgatory 2. I made it through a third round with the spider. I hope it's the last part. I'm getting pretty tired. How much longer does she need? Abel! Whoa, it's coming from Noon's piece of Noon's true body. Wait, why is it on me? We can talk about that later. Abel, listen carefully. I just finished unlocking all the doors. That's great news, Noon. There's one last thing, but only you can do it. What is that? Abel, there are 9 switch. Oh, God. Do you manly have to? Yeah. Great. Oh, come on! You've got to be kidding me. I have to do that on top of it and it didn't save? I'll be back. I was pushing switches anyways, but I'll be back. Are you serious? Are you serious? I didn't even have a chance that time. Wow. Okay. Pushing these buttons is going to be a ridiculous task. If I can't do this though, I'm not even fit for the demon mode. Let's be honest. So I gotta get through this. At least the first time you can just stare at each other lovingly and just let it play out this way. He doesn't care, he just wants somebody to pay attention. Look, I'm not even touching the keyboard. So let's not even talk about how many times I've done this, okay? The fact is, it works. So we're just gonna love each other, and then from this point on, I'm gonna have to walk around a little bit. But that last one, pushing the 9 buttons, is going to be the death of me. Well, it's the death of Abel, at least. A lot. Oh, 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 oh! Oh, oh, I did it! I did it! I did it! Abel, are you alright? I'm still alive. But I didn't. I pressed all of the switches. Yes, I confirmed it. Now follow us, Abel. Oh, God. Abel, all of the doors to the exit are now open. Let us get out of here. Let me save. I'm all for getting the hell out of this place. But what do we do about this monster? If it gets out, it'll pose a danger to the royal capital. There has to be something we can do, right? My apologies, but I don't think there's a way. So there's nothing we can do? But it is better to run away than to die in here. Like a lot better. Now what do I do? If we escape without giving it any thought, we'll only be bringing the monster out with us. I'll be asking myself how they managed to keep a monster like this contained inside the building up to this point. Is there some kind of trick that Oliver's been employing? Regardless, as it stands now, Noon's currently overwhelmed, and Henri has proven not to be a match against it either. We could knock it down to the depths, but it would just climb back up again. Not to mention it'll be a lot of work and likely put us all at risk to merely knock it down below in the first place. Is there anything else we can do? Save. I guess we're screwed, huh? Abel, hurry. Save. Henri, Noon, Emma, run for the exit. I'm pushing the keys even though I don't think it's cutscene. But whatever. Henri, come on! What are you thinking of doing? I didn't realize there was a button there. Great, that'll buy us some time. Henri, let's get out of here while we still can. Don't you dare. Huh? You want me to help you? What am I saying? You've got an idea, so of course you need all the help you can get. But we're running out of time. Henri, what do you want me to do? Got it. These gas canisters over here in the corner? Oh, I get it now. You want us to put these in front of the shutters. Yeah, let's do this. Ugh, it's heavy. Okay, heave ho. Nice. Right, on to the next set. The last ones. Okay, get out of there, get out of there. They're finally all in place. Now what do we do, Henri? We get away from here? I don't get it, but okay. Let's get out of here. Oh. Who did that? Oh! She did that! Nice. Very, very nice. X month, X day of XXX year at 7 a.m. On that day, a cloud of black smoke rose into the morning sky above the royal capital. A series of explosions destroyed the entrance where we escaped. No one could get in or come out. It was during this same time, the royal knights, who were tasked to subjugate the giant spiders, saw the black smoke and they decided to rush over. They surrounded the building once they got there. Apparently, it seems that no one was allowed to go inside due to pressure from the upper echelons of the city. Later, the giant spider infestation that occurred in the slum district became known to the public when several members of the upper class were implicated as potential suspects behind the attacks. Naturally, it's all a ploy by the upper echelons to convince the commoners that they weren't doing anything. Because the four of us know who's truly the mastermind behind it all: Oliver G. Roberia. His name never once appeared to the public. Not even rumors of his existence were uttered. Several hours had passed since the black smoke started to rise. We managed to arrive at a shelter in the deserted downtown location without anyone seeing us. Of course, we had already procured some clothes for noon. The upper echelons will want to erase this truth from existence if anyone ever knew it. That is why we were convinced our lives would be in danger. Apparently, at the same time when Noon stopped at D44, she also deleted all of the footage and stopped the security cameras from operating. As a result, I could return to my everyday, mundane life. Just as soon as the turmoil of the incident subsided. The royal capital itself was unscathed, thanks to the might of their knights, so its citizens were able to return to their normal lives without a second thought. However, I later found out that the slums had suffered a great deal of damage. That said, I think it's a miracle we survived from the deep malice of Purgatory and escaped. I do not know how these people behind Lobelia are faring through this all. It may appear to them as though they have lost one of their executives amidst the chaos, especially when there are still many other executives within Lobelia that are of the same position as Oliver. So the experiments behind making demons is likely far from over. I know that, somewhere out in this world, there are countless people who are becoming victims to their malice, and that is why I truly believe that they know nothing but endless malice. Is that the end? This is going to be a real short episode if it's the end. Oh, wow. Okay. Ah, man. So that was the end of it, huh? Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do well on demonic mode, to tell you the truth, because I died to that spider a lot. Some of it felt fair, some of it did not, and I can't even imagine what's gonna happen in the other more demonic areas of the game. Because I don't even know what all it does. Am I supposed to be hitting something, or? Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't realize that I could control the credits. Got it. So many people that worked on this. I'm glad they took their time with it, right? Purgatory 1 came out a long time ago, and 2's out now, and there was probably a while, like a few years in between. They didn't rush it, and they waited until they found a story that worked for them. And I like it. I really do like the story. Most of the gameplay is pretty solid. I'm gonna save now? Why? What's happening? The next day, 11 a.m. What is this? So, you guys called me out here. What kind of gathering is this? Abel, you made it. She looks adorable. Is this a meeting for demons only, or is this a girls' outing? But wait, I'm here, so maybe it's a co-ed party? I've never been to a co-ed party before. Can I go home now? Absolutely not. I love that it's her same pose, except without like the tentacles, but like I just love that she's like, look, I have an outfit on. School's canceled today due to all the chaos of yesterday, so I need to go home instead. Absolutely not. But I'm tired from everything that happened yesterday, so absolutely not. My bad. You know, I actually left my wallet at home, and that is obviously a lie. Besides, even if it were true, Audrey is covering for us anyway. Aww. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. Why is he... that amongst these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, that so secure... You cannot run from us demons. Dang it. So, go ahead and have a seat. Fine. So, what do you guys want to talk to me about, since you pulled me into this restaurant and all? Actually, I think I might know. Does that have something to do with Lobelia? That is always a concern, but it is not quite that. If that's the case, does that have something to do with Emma? Did something happen? How aware of you are of her situation? All I know is that after we made it out of here and our stay at the shelter yesterday, I just totally crashed. So, what I know is very little. I heard Emma was taken straight to the Noble Hospital. But that's the extent of what I heard. I don't know anything more than that. Then allow me to tell you what transpired yesterday. Oh? That girl. She was actually injected with some specialization model demon cell from D38. Oh. Hold on. All the girls are going to be super powerful. Just what does that mean? Is that a bad thing? Relax. Last night, on the evening that we escaped, Henri and I snuck into the hospital and met with her. That is when I took out all of the demon cells in her body. Is that so? I'm glad you did that. So, what would have happened to Emma if we just left those cells in there? That girl would have become a D-type. Seriously? Just as I thought. Oliver's malice really knows no bounds. It disgusts me. Then what about Lobelia itself? What's going to happen to the place now that we've escaped? I am certain that Lobelia will be making some sort of move, but I could not hazard a guess as to what that is. However, I can tell you that the upper echelons within the royal capital are quickly mobilizing to respond. As for the building we had escaped from, that area has become strictly off limits, so no one can get near it. I see. It's starting to look like this country and Lobelia really are in cahoots with each other, isn't it? I'm sure of it. Figures. It is based solely on conjecture, but due to Oliver attempting to bring me to the surface in order to destroy the entire kingdom, I am convinced that Lobelia has already abandoned the royal capital. Yeah, that's a high probability. Then, is there anything that we can do on our end? Not particularly. I have already dealt with any devices that could be used to identify us or end up being a hindrance to us. So, the possibility of this country coming after us is close to nil. That's good to hear. To be honest, that was one of my biggest concerns. That reminds me. So, I guess there's nothing wrong with me going back to my regular routine, as if nothing's ever happened? That is so like you, Abel. Come to think of it, Noon, you don't have a place to live. How about you stay with Henri? Really? You're just gonna stay with her? Huh? What about the slums? The place Henri lived up until now was in the slum district. Now with the spiders occupying the area, no one can go near it. In addition, it seems the underground tunnels are buried under large masses of flesh. It is impassable. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. If we are to believe them, the Royal Capital Knights are preparing to exterminate the area. But we do not know how long that will take. Then, how about the Royal Capital? It is doing all right. I've heard they have mobilized a lot of troops. I see. Now that you mention it, I think I saw an article about it in this morning's paper, but I didn't have much time to read it. So, getting back to our previous topic, where will you live, Nun? About that, I actually have a great idea. What is this idea of yours? Uh-oh. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Henri's like, here she goes. In the back alley of the royal capital. What the heck is this place? Ta-da! Noon's specialty pharmacy. My very own apothecary shop. I figured if I opened a shop here, all of our money problems will be solved. I just have one question. How did you get this place? It was a vacant house. That's called squatting. Now this brings up even more questions. Do you have a permit to sell goods? Do you have a license to practice medicine? Do you even know the particulars of the drugs you're selling? I do not have a seller's permit, and I'm not a licensed pharmacist either. As for the drugs, my cells will be incorporated into them. They will instill the taker with super strong antibodies, yet they are also super safe to... Well, I saw nothing and I heard nothing. Time to go home. Noon, please, get out of my way. I don't want to be involved in this. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. No, please, I'm begging you. I don't want to be an accomplice. Henri. Et tu, Henri? Please let me go. She's too strong. I'm scared. Now then, Abel, let us go inside. Henri, Nun, I won't forget this betrayal. I love it. It's perfect. What's it look like? I was so busy yesterday that I have not really gotten anything set up yet. You dragged me all this way to show me this. So this ended up being a waste of my time. Well then, welcome to my shop. Please feel free to look around. Or something like that. Hee. Not a care in the world, even though what you're doing is illegal. Well, if anything, maybe we could use this as a base of operations. Yes, I think so too. The location is not bad. It should serve well as a place for base activities. Just be careful not to get shut down by the Knights. I can handle them, no problem. I'm still a bit worried. Well, if there's anything I can do to help, don't be afraid to ask, though I'm not sure how I'd be of any use. Now then, how are things going with you, Henri? Everything's fine on your end? That reminds me. I actually don't know anything about Henri. I should start by asking her about her family. Maybe I shouldn't. It might be considered improper. Well then, what should I do? What? Oh, I can... Oh! Bonus! That's adorable! Henri? There's so many questions I want to ask you, but is now a good time? It's hard for me to read what a person's thinking without asking them a question first. Even more so in Henri's case, who cannot speak. I have to rely on visual cues such as eye contact, facial expressions, movements, and breathing. It's harder than it sounds. It would have been easier if I were an ESP or had telepathic powers. Okay, Nun? Hey, Nun. Yes? I have a question. Where did you get the money to do this? Henri lent it to me. Henri? Is she loaded or something? It seems like it. How does Henri have the means to obtain that much money? Okay, I'm gonna leave because it's telling me to. What's gonna happen? Huh? Are you going back home already, Abel? Actually, before I do that, Henri, would you come with me for a moment? Where are you two going? Oh, Nun. Would you like to come along too? I will catch up with you two later. Okay, but do you know where to go? My cells are inside Henri, so I always know where she will be at. I see. Well then. Alright, Henri, I'm sorry to ask this, but could you lead the way? What's happening? What's going on? So, this is your parents' home, huh? As I recall, the head of this household is Lord 2M Levier. Then that would make Henri a noble as well. And speaking of the House Levier... it's because there's something I'd like to check out. Do you mind if I come inside? She's okay with it. Alright. Thanks. We're gonna go to Honory's house, apparently. Meet her parents. Where is everyone? What? The entire place is empty? Then where are your parents? You don't know. You want us to go to your old room? Sure, it's certainly better than standing around here. Shall we go? So this is your old room. Oh, that's right. Let me tell you why I wanted to come here. I would like to personally speak to your father, Lord Levure, but there's not much I can do if he's not here. So, Henri. I've heard that the House Levure's reputation has fallen low amongst the other nobles. However, the militant noble house has been widely known among the commoners as being an upright, traditional family. Until 6 years ago. You're right. During that time, all of the projects that most of the nobles, including the House Levure, were working on were stopped at about the same time. This information was published in the Royal Capital's newspaper 6 years ago. I had no idea what was going on at the time. But it's not hard to imagine what the cause was after seeing what was happening underground. Yeah, 6 years ago, Lobelia launched a full-scale operation and tried to get their hands on as many nobles as they could. Does that seem right to you? However, not all of the nobles were willing to join the ranks with Lobelia, House Levure for one. Even now, they haven't been consumed by Lobelia. Isn't that right? I'm glad to hear that. By the way, when you said your parents aren't here, you meant any parental figure at all, right? I see, just as I thought. Do not fear, for I am here. No, you're here as well? I was bored being by myself, so that is why I'm here. So you had some time to kill, huh? It is not that I have some time to kill. It was just that I had nothing to do. That's literally what some time to kill means. But it's good that you came. We were just in the middle of a conversation. So, let me try starting from the beginning so you can No need for that. I was listening to the entire conversation through Henri. What? Have I not told you before? I can sense what Henri is feeling, hearing, seeing, tasting, and smelling. Everything gets transmitted to me. Hey, haven't you ever heard of the Privacy Act? And? Shall we continue our conversation? If Henri's parents aren't around, then there's no point continuing this topic. For now, I want to summarize our current situation. Let me say that as of now, despite setbacks, the royal capital is still under the thumb of the Lobelia loyalists. After seeing what was happening below ground, I don't think it's an unreasonable leap to make that conclusion. There's no question that this evil organization repeatedly conducts inhumane experiments. So, the biggest problem we have is the royal capital. If Lobelia has been conducting enough such experiments right underneath the city, then the conclusion that we must draw is that the royal capital must condone such acts, right? And furthermore, it's a known fact that the criminals from all over the world are being brought here. Even now, I don't know for sure what's going on, but based on the extreme lengths the city is willing to go for Lobelia's benefit, it's a safe assumption that Lobelia has all but absorbed the royal capital into their organization. That's what I think is the current state of the city. I can't even guess what the nobles are currently thinking. That's it for that topic. So now we need to decide what we're going to do. The way I see it, we have 3 options in front of us. Our first option is to fight Lobelia. The second is to pretend that nothing has happened. And the third is to flee the royal capital. To put it simply, it is putting it super simply. As for me, I'm leaving the royal capital far behind me. I don't plan to die until my nice ripe old age. Then I will fight Lobelia. You too, Henri? Then we are on the same team. Hooray! It's 2 votes against 1. That means we are going to fight. Abel, join us in our battle. Hold on a minute. Who said anything about majority rules? Also, you don't make my decisions for me. No sweat. Super complicated decisions like this are best decided on a whim. Our lives hang in the balance here. This is exactly the sort of decision that isn't made on a whim. Besides, if we do choose to fight Lobelia, what are even our odds of winning? Who knows? So, not only have you not bothered to calculate our odds, but you haven't even formed a plan of any sort at all. Thanks for nothing. You are correct. I honestly have no idea what will happen. But we will be in this together, Henri. You two sure are motivated. Naturally. Are you both serious about this? Oh, well, it looks like you put me in quite a predicament. You know what? I think I got it. I'll be so busy helping the two of you out that there won't be an opportunity for me to die. As thanks to both of you for saving my hide countless times, I'll stick by you both as much as I can. Hooray! 3 cheers for Abel! I feel like I've made a grave error in my life choices. What's gonna happen to me now? If only there was a simpler way to handle this, like we could just brainwash the important figures of the royal capital. That'd make it a cinch to get information that we need, along with giving us an easy way to manipulate the entire country. If we could somehow pull that off, I wonder if that would give us enough power and influence to crush Lobelia. With that, we'd be able to ensure world peace, right? Sorry, I was mumbling aloud to myself. If you need brainwashing, I think I am able to achieve that. What? No, please no. Please no. On that day, I was reminded once more of the horrifying abilities of demons. Nun told us that she's going to enact a plan with her apothecary shop and raise his reputation to become extremely popular with the public. If word gets through enough, even the nobles will take an interest in it. Once that happens, we'll have them all in the palm of our hands. Nun's specialty pharmacy will be in high demand among the nobility. Once the medicine begins to spread to everyone, we'll only brainwash the key figures, and that'll be that. Once everything's in place, it will signal the beginning of the war we'll wage between us and Lobelia. Is that like a setup for part 3? End 1. Preparations for the start of war. Oh, okay. So that's a pretty good ending, right? And I feel like that is long enough to be its own episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for watching me endure Purgatory 2. I did have a lot of fun with it. I say endure just because of the whole spider thing, but there are a couple things I want to bring up. One is that I will try to get the other endings. It will not be anytime soon though, so I'm going to take a couple weeks off because that freaked me out the first time I saw it, by the way. But because I need to get some other videos going, and there's a lot of games I want to play, and I know to get the true ending and to do some other stuff, it's going to take a lot of filming and a lot of editing, so I want to make sure I do it right. So yeah, I'm going to leave this episode here. This is not the last time you'll see Purgatory 2, but for the time being, we finished the story, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys either way so much for watching. Let me know if you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys on the next MAMJ Let's Play.